easy to get a hold of. Right. They can think of, am I buying low? I mean, you can gauge that. Or am I buying,
right.
am I
selling
selling
of buying low, selling high, what I'd like to do now is take us to the break. When we come back, we're going to talk about our fantasy finance section, where we come back with our ideas of this episode, and we'll come back with those ideas.
We're back, and this segment of the Trading Desk is a little something we like to call fantasy finance. Each show we're going to make picks, keep track of winners and losers. Not necessarily going to be stocks or bonds, could be a sporting event, could be an election, whatever's on our minds at the time. I should tell you, these aren't recommendations. The best recommendation I can give you is don't take stock tips. I've seen people.
That's the best tip.
I've seen people, lose too much money on stock tips. So
another thing I would say is I wouldn't risk any more than 10% of your capital ever in any idea, and I wouldn't risk. So if you lose 10% on any idea, you should probably get out.
And 0% on these ideas. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Why don't we put you on the spot, Matt? What have you got for us?
Well, I spent quite a few years covering the healthcare industry when I was running hedge funds, and I've dug in quite a bit on the fundamental and technical side. There's one name that I really like right now, and that's Boston Scientific. It's been getting beaten up for almost 4 years. Again, I look at the marketplace where we've been in stocks over the last 4 years. You've basically, if you take a look at stock market and you've taken a look at Boston Scientific, they're totally inverted. You've got the stock market going up, Boston Scientific, BSX, is going down. Two things I like about the company. One is they're totally entrenched in the cardiovascular stenting business. They're the leader. These guys and J&J own the market share 50-50 pretty much. The second thing is they're growing in pain management. And pain management with our aging population here in this country is becoming a huge issue. Talk to any hospital. It's probably the major thing that they're looking at.
The healthcare demographic in general is great.
A good thing.
Yeah,
absolutely. So that's something that I'm looking at in a softening economy, whether you call it recession or not. I think Boston Scientific is probably a good buy down here in the 13.
That's a good point. The last few years, people have been thinking, why buy Amgen, Johnson & Johnson, Boston Scientific when I can buy Apple Computer?
Correct.
And RIM and all these.
Again, everybody's on one side of the boat. Maybe it's time to look at the stuff that nobody likes.
Right. Use that Titanic theory. If everybody's loaded on, it's probably not a good idea to take the ride.
Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. I'm going to stick with the area that I do day in and day out, and that's currencies. I'm going to say I want to belong to the Canadian dollar. Primary reason, a lot of people say, it's a commodity play. Absolutely, Gordy. The Canadian dollar, I think, is going to continue to appreciate versus the U.S. dollar in the months to come. Not because it's a commodity play, but currencies look at two things. They either look at the rate of interest that it pays, or they look at the overall economic well-being in terms of budget deficits and/or surpluses. Canadian dollar runs, or the Canadian government, I should say, runs a budget surplus. If we continue to see the volatility we're seeing in this marketplace and people get more and more concerned and averse to risk, those are the types of currencies that are going to benefit. So I like the Canadian dollar.
That means next time you should warn Jesse and I. We'll dress up as the Hanson brothers with you so we can do a little
Or Dudley Do-Right.
Exactly.
Old-time hockey.
Old-time hockey, eh?
Well, my pick is kind of a cop-out. I am a buyer in size of the Trading Desk. Loaded up. I think we got a bright future. And just back the truck up by Trading Desk. But that's about all the time we have for the show today. If you have a question for us, you can shoot us an email at questions@thetradingdesk.net. We'll do our best to answer it for you, maybe even on the air for the next episode. So we'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.